Now the second thing I wanted to address here is the length of the carbines. The thing that I really like about the M44 is the length on here. It makes it really practical for hunting, for almost like backpacking. Like if you were going to go up to Alaska, I'd say I'd rather have the M44 here any day over the M9130 because it's a lot shorter here. The M44 has an overall length of 39.9 inches. The M9130 is 48.5 inches. So that's, you know, I think it's 8.6 inch difference between the two here. I mean, coming up 8 to 9 inch difference in the length between the, if I can show you here, in the M40, between the M44 and the M9130. And when you address the length here, a lot of people have trajectory concerns, and that's why I wanted to show you this little table over here. This table here addresses, if I can get it to focus here, there we go, the M44, which can be seen as the red parabola or arc here, the lowest of the on this chart. This is 0-inch trajectory at the top here. This is 60-inch trajectory at the bottom, and this is the range in yards. This is 0 yards, 25 yards, 50, 75, 100, 200, 300, 400, and 500. This chart here is Wolf Gold Preview Partisan 151.5 grain lead core full metal jacketed ammunition, 7.62 by 5.4R ammunition. Now the M44, like I said, is this red line here, and the M9130 is the green line, which is pretty much at the top of this arc here because it's longer. It's got a longer barrel on it. Out to about 300 yards. 300 yards here. Out to 300 yards, the trajectory between the M44 and the M9130 is, the difference is negligible. You're looking at maybe 2.5, 3 inches using Wolf Gold Preview Partisan 151.5 grain lead core full metal jacketed. The only time that you start to get any difference that's worth mentioning in the trajectory here, you know, say 5 inches. 5 inches would be around 400 yards right here. Here's the M44 at the bottom. The green one on the top is the M9130. It's about 5 inches difference at 400 yards. 400 yards. So, and if you bring it out to 450, here's the drop on the M44 is about 42, maybe 41 inches. And the drop, oh, I lost it here. 450, there it is. 442 inches, and the M9130 is about 35 inches. So you're looking at like a 6-inch drop at 450, or a 6-inch difference in trajectory at 450 yards. And the trajectory doesn't even start parting more than 3 inches until almost about 400 yards. Like I said, it's at about 30, well, not quite 30, about 28 inches for the M44 of bullet drop at 400 yards, and the M9130 drops about 25 inches. So you're looking at, you know, 400 yards says, if I can just even up my table here, 25 inches for the M9130, and about 20. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at 3 inches of difference here. So, when the Russians, when you're looking at the comparing the M44 and the M9130, you're really not at a disadvantage in terms of ballistics when you're choosing the M44 over the M9130. So really the Russian cavalrymen or the artillerymen or the guys that were storming Berlin that were using this M44 were not at a disadvantage, practically speaking, using the M44 over the M9130 Russian carbine. Excuse me, the Russian M44 carbine over the M9130. It's really negligible in terms of ballistics. So that being said, addressing the terminal ballistics of the M44, I would say that if I had the choice, I would rather use the M44 over the M9130 because of the shorter barrel length here. Like I said, if I could just get my figures here, 39.9 inches for the M44, 48.5, so 8.6 inches longer for the M9130 than the M44. So you have a lot more. You have increased ergonomics. You've got increased portability. You can carry that on your back a lot easier. And also the M44 here has a, if I can show you this, the M44 has a collapsible bayonet, which I really, really like. This is very handy because the M9130, sometimes if you get real tight bayonets on there, it's very, very difficult to remove this bayonet. So it's got a better bayonet interlocking system on it. It weighs about the same, but a better bayonet interlocking system, about 8.6 inches shorter, and almost the same terminal ballistics. It doesn't even start to get the disparity between the trajectory between the M9130 and the M44 doesn't even begin to get more than 5 inches apart, separate 5 inches apart up to 400 yards. So really I think when you're comparing the, even for sniper use, the M44 over the M9130, I would say that the winner would be the M44. I like this. I shot both of them, and I really like this puppy. It's nice, it's short. It feels lighter, but it says it's not. It says it's 9 pounds. This is 8.8. I mean, it's a wash. It's about the same weight, but I think that's due to the bayonet, big hunk of steel up in the front here. But I would say that addressing the two here, my choice would be the M44.